So if you point at an apple, you learn the word apple.
Hmm.
Language usually exists to, create clarity.
Right. Ideally.
But the moment you step into a corporate office, it's like language just flips. It exists almost entirely to obscure things. Welcome to this deep dive into a really hilarious stack of sources. We've got 7 short anecdotes detailing the absolute absurdities of modern office life.
Yeah, these are wild.
They really are. And our mission today is to share these snapshots and figure out what this dark corporate humor reveals about communication breakdowns, power dynamics, and honestly, just employee survival tactics. Why do we accept an alternate reality where a word like synergy is treated like actual currency?
Well, because in that environment, you aren't just exchanging labor for money, you're paying this huge emotional tax.
Right.
You're basically required to perform a highly specific corporate identity just to, survive the day.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this, starting with the massive disconnect between management buzzwords and what employees actually experience. Take this first story. A boss demands, quote, visionaries with burning eyes.
Oh, boy.
And the employee casually replies, sir, the only thing burning is my retinas from this spreadsheet.
Which is incredibly relatable.
Totally. And then the boss asks about their inner fire, and the employee just flat out says their landlord doesn't accept passion as legal tender, and their only vision is 5 p.m.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Nope. We see that exact same dance in HR too. There's this applicant who is asked why they want the job. They desperately want to say, because I have a passion for not starving.
But you can't say that.
No. So instead they lie and say, I'm inspired by your synergy. They both know it's a total lie, but the applicant gets the job anyway.
What's fascinating here is the underlying mechanism of that jargon. Words like synergy or visionary, they aren't about communication at all. They're just in-group signaling tools.
Like a secret handshake.
Exactly. Management uses them to mask the transactional reality of the work. It's demanding emotional devotion for purely transactional labor.
Which leads to my absolute favorite form of rebellion, taking those corporate signals literally. So boss tells this employee to think outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
So the employee literally moves their entire desk out to the parking lot to, quote, consult the universe.
That is just brilliant.
Right. And when the boss threatens to put their paycheck outside the box too, they move back inside. But they keep a hat on so the universe can still find them.
I love that. The literal compliance forces the boss to confront the emptiness of their own buzzwords.
Right. But when maintaining that shared fiction becomes too exhausting, people find, well, other ways to cope.
Yeah, the weaponized coping mechanisms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this one employee told his boss he was having a total system failure and needed to reboot. The boss assumed he meant his laptop.
Oh.
Nope, he meant his brain. The employee just sat at his desk, stared at a blank wall for 3 hours, and made mechanical whirring sounds.
Just buzzing at the wall.
Yeah, just whirring away. And it worked. He ended up getting a private office where no one talks to him. Or take mandatory Fun Fridays.
Oh, I hate mandatory fun.
It's the worst. So this employee brought a game called Who Can Stay Silent the Longest While Thinking About Quitting. He won 3 weeks in a row.
Wow.
And when his boss asked what the prize was, he just whispered, peace of mind, Steve. And now he's under investigation for hostile vibes.
Hostile vibes, that's incredible.
But I have to ask, isn't making whirring noises or giving off hostile vibes just, I don't know, self-sabotage? Like, that's a great way to get fired?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, these aren't actually acts of self-sabotage. They are brilliant boundary setting.
Really? By making robotic noises?
Yeah. It's malicious compliance. In environments that demand forced cheerfulness, people feel totally powerless. These are desperate, creative attempts to reclaim autonomy.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Because that desperation isn't just at the bottom of the ladder, it goes all the way up.
The executive veil gets pierced.
Yes. One employee accidentally hit reply all, broadcasting to the entire company that the CEO looks like a thumb in a $3,000 suit. A thumb? But the CEO actually called them in, took off his jacket, and seriously asked, am I a successful thumb?
That is wild.
The employees said yes, he's the most influential thumb they've ever met. They actually kept their job, but got banned from using email entirely.
See, that shows some really unexpected self-awareness from the CEO.
Yeah, he leaned into it.
He neutralized the insult by owning it.
Well, they definitely know they're playing a part. Like our final story, an employee found their manager's private folder. It had 50 videos of the manager practicing his cool guy walk at 6 a.m.
Oh my God, no.
Yes. Later that day, They make eye contact, the manager does the walk, and the employee just nods like he's a king. They're pretty sure a raise is coming, just to keep quiet.
That is deep status anxiety right there. It proves that the people in charge are just as insecure as everyone else.
Absolutely.
They're performing leadership just as intensely as the new hire is performing synergy.
So from burning retinas to successful thumbs, these snapshots show us how much corporate energy goes into the performance of work rather than the work itself.
It's a huge percentage.
Think about the mandatory fun or the synergy you have to maintain in your own life right now. Are you just playing a role?
Which leaves you wondering if everyone, from the CEO to the newest hire, knows the jargon is just a shared illusion.
What would happen if an entire company agreed to speak only the raw truth for just one day? Would the whole company instantly collapse, or would it finally be perfectly efficient?
That's a great question.
Something to think about next time you have to translate a buzzword. And maybe keep a hat nearby just so the universe can still find you.